And TY looking like he's going to rely on the Thors here to do a lot of the heavy lifting, a lot of the heavy damage against this air armada here from Maru. Brilliant anti-armor missile landing center mass, and the interference matrices on the battle cruisers as well. Going to be super clutch in this fight. TY, the Thors in the back, damaging the Vikings so much here, and now Maru is just left to his Viking count. Maru looks like he still wants to poke in to try to deny it here, but TY does have the jump on the Reaper. No, he does not. The Reaper goes down there for TY, and actually he's going to lose the SCV building the command center. Second Reaper is here online, and now another SCV falls. This command center has been delayed already. Excellently done there by Maru. TY finally will complete it with just 1 second left, but Maru, the usage of the tanks, he is going to take this high ground position here. Going to be running into Maru, actually, who I'm not sure knew he was on this position, but nonetheless, Maru is actually going to press forward, and now both of these players using their Ravens to try to seek a decisive edge in this fight. Auto turrets going down on both sides, and the mech units for both players are also going down. Maru is forced to retreat off this high ground position. And it is TY who actually loses slightly more. Both of these players leaving their corners, searching for a fight in the middle of the map. TY does have a couple of Vikings with this army. The siege tanks, though, are going to be the deadliest threat, at least to the ground force here of Maru. And Maru is a little bit on the defensive foot here, going to be forced back to this third base, and a nice interference matrix on that forward tank. TY looks like he wants to dive in, but he's a little slow with the siege up, and now a huge anti-armor missile there for Maru as he's pulling the boys as well, taking out all of the ground force here from TY. Really only the Vikings left. Brilliantly done there from Maru, who's continuing to press forward. The army count is abysmal here for TY. He's trying to regroup desperately in the center of his three bases, but Maru smells blood in the water. Very adept at closing out matches, knowing when to go for the killing blow. And this is definitely one of those moments here as Maru is making his way across with the Cyclones. A lot of Marauders in the front as well. Going to be able to soak up a little bit better those tank shots, as there's just not a lot here for TY, and Maru is barreling forward, looking to take game number one. He will do so. Game one goes to Maru. Poking in the front is TY to try to draw Maru's attention away from the main mineral line, and here comes the Cloaked Banshee now, starting to rack up some of the SCV kills. There is one of the scans there from Maru, and the Cyclone does ward off that Cloaked Banshee. The question is, how many scans does Maru have to work with? He does have a Raven here, but that is going to help with cleaning up this one Cloaked Banshee, but we do have a second one now diving into the natural base, and now the SCV kills may just start to rack up here. Maru, I think, has enough energy in the command center. Thought he was going to save it. No, going to use that scan there and also bring the Raven over. Both of these players have been angling around each other. It looks like finally they might just be ready to pull the trigger as TY now is trying to set up his siege tanks, and Maru looks like he just wants to dive right in here, utilizing the interference matrices and also throwing down some auto turrets here. TY trying to kite backwards with the Vikings and maybe shoot down as many Ravens as he can, and he does take out a bunch, but Maru also takes out a decent chunk of this ground force here. I'm not sure exactly who got the upper hand. TY actually able to trade out significantly better so far, at least in this match overall against Maru. Feeling confident enough to start moving over onto this left-hand side, and is now threatening this leftmost base here from Maru. With slightly out of position, Maru electing to stand guard by his right-hand side of his bases here. I do believe he knows where TY is, and now we do see the shift here from Maru, trying to get into position to defend this base. It is a planetary fortress. You can see here Maru setting up the missile turrets, setting up as strong of a defensive position as he can. TY looks like he's still wanting to press forward here, has 7 Ravens, and there we see the interference matrices being dropped down here. Now the siege tanks from TY as well, raining down fire from afar, gonna clear up this entire ground force in front of the planetary fortress. So now this is forcing a response here from Maru, who is diving forward with the Vikings. Vikings on both sides now landing massive anti-armor missiles here, and a nice interference matrix there on the battle cruiser for Maru, just one of them so far. And now TY bunching up his Vikings, dishing out tremendous damage against the Vikings here of Maru, and Maru is actually forced to fall back from this planetary fortress base. TY has taken an excellent engagement here, and is putting himself a little bit farther ahead in this match. Just a little bit out of position, and in fact Maru now going to be teleporting in on these siege tanks that have been such a nuisance for this gold-based mining here, able to take out a handful of SCVs, but Maru is completely rotated over to this side, completely pulled away by just a couple of Hellbats. Meanwhile, TY is just going to dive in here on this natural base of Maru, immediately landing the Vikings, and they're going to be chewing through those SCVs here, and also taking out this command center. Brilliant pick off here from TY, who's continuing to give the runaround here to Maru. Finally recovering back to position is Maru, but down yet another base, but so far hasn't actually been able to make them work all that much. And again, TY, I thought this was going to be a Hellion run by. Instead, it is an SCV run by, and now the SCVs of Maru are also running. They know what kind of damage they're in for. TY yet again going to be diving here on the natural base, denying it, actually forcing the cancel here from Maru, but Maru yet again denied from reestablishing his natural base and halted in his advance in the center lane here from this anti-armor missile now. But that doesn't look like it's stopping him from pressing forward, even though TY has just landed another devastating one, and now TY actually going to pull the trigger here against Maru. Maru doing the same as well. TY does have a couple of battle cruisers, but the count is definitely stronger here for Maru. Is it going to be enough though? The Viking count for TY, I think, is a little bit less, in fact, and Maru actually looking like he's going to be wiping out most of the air units here from TY. TY's army count not as low as you would think here, as the production is on point, but Maru has taken an effective engagement here, and now he will have full reign of this third base. May drop these Vikings, or maybe keeping them in the sky to pick off some more of TY's units. You can see the production there from both of these players is quite impressive, especially when it comes to pumping out Vikings here. TY has managed to build another, but getting his battlecruiser caught out from the rally point, not exactly what you want to happen. And now Maru still being dominant in these air engagements so far, and he is right in the heart of TY's bases. TY at the same time has some kind of run-bys here, some random tanks trying to do the damage that they can, but the main fight is here, and now maybe these Thors will be able to change the tide of battle here for TY, as they are in area of effect mode, actually going to be very effective against the Vikings, provided they don't get taken out, and they will get taken out. And Maru is continuing to take out more and more Vikings, more and more of TY's battle cruisers. He has complete reign over the skies here, over TY's base. Both players have been doing such a good job of keeping their economies up and running despite suffering heavy losses, and TY seems to have a sixth sense for knowing when Maru is not where he should be, as he's going to dive on that top left-hand base. At the same time, though, Maru's not where he is because he's making a dive straight for the heart of TY's bases here. And TY looking like he's going to rely on the Thors here to do a lot of the heavy lifting, a lot of the heavy damage against this air armada here from Maru. Brilliant anti-armor missile landing center mass, and the interference matrices on the battle cruisers as well, going to be super clutch in this fight. TY, the Thors in the back, damaging the Vikings so much here, and now Maru is just left to his Viking count, and we'll be fleeing away from this fight. TY giving a lot of chase here, and Maru trying to recuperate very quickly, flying into some more and more missile turrets. You can see the spread that TY has created for himself. Maru has not done the same as TY here, as Maru's economy really has been taking a big hit here as TY continues his rampage across the top side of this map, heading towards the heart now of Maru's base, towards the production really, and Maru yet again out of position, although not entirely due to mistake, just simply trying to take back another base, as his economy was really in rough shape here, and that is due to TY just being constant with the harassment here. We can see another warp in, another teleportation of these battle cruisers, almost taking out the command center there, but the SCVs are clutch with the repair. Relentless with the harassment. Here come the herd of cattle bruisers yet again, dishing out damage. One of the last few mining bases that Maru has, he's clawing for every inch of mineral patch, every inch of gas geyser here. And TY is not letting up on the brakes here, lands another anti-armor missile. And looking like TY wants to dive in, just try to trade out. He should be trading out, And also teleporting the battle cruisers from the other side of the map, now flanking Maru on both sides, especially with the anti-armor missile. TY is shredding through the army, and TY will take game number 2, tying things up here in this best of 3 against Maru. TY is looking for something here. You must know that he may have Maru feeling nervous, and so Maru, as a result, will be trying something crafty here. Unfortunately, TY just misses the scout on these 2 Reapers, and they're going to dive right in on this SCV. Building the command center are going to be taking it out, forcing to cancel there out of TY. And already a great chunk of damage done from Maru, just delaying that natural base and now forcing a pull away as well. Hasn't lost any workers yet, has TY, except for that one that was building the command center. Definitely a great start here for Maru. And now sending that proxy barracks just to do some scouting to see what kind of units TY is working with, but TY is leaving some of these units hanging here. And the Cyclone is just going to get obliterated by the pistols there, as well as the Hellion from the Reapers. TY now definitely on the back foot here. Will not be able to claim his natural base just yet. Maru just going to be pressing forward, not letting off on the aggression whatsoever. Reapers from the top, Hellion from the bottom. All the units from TY have been taken out. Working on the Marine count, and now forced to pull away the boys is TY. Not the position he wants to be in, and not the choke point he wants to fight in is TY. Marines pop out, they get taken out immediately. Maru continuing to lay on the damage here in TY in this 3rd match. Finally a tank is out, and this should be the end of TY's troubles. But the damage done already has been immense. Maru has done what he's needed to do to get back into this series. I'm not sure what the next move here is. He's still in this. Has to stay in it as this is the 3rd match, but Maru is getting all the information he needs from that orbiting barracks, and now going in with a Cyclone drop is Maru, trying to save the tank, unable to do so is TY, and Maru is just continuing to lay on the pressure. Brilliant drop micro here. TY cannot catch a break, just doesn't have the unit count, sieging up the tank. Maru again going for the drop with the Cyclones, with the Reapers. Reapers don't do all that much damage to armored units, but they are being healed by the medevac. Finally taking out the siege tank. TY in a backslide here. Things really going from bad to worse. And Maru is just continuing to rally units across the map. He wants to end it here and now for TY. Just working on that supply depot, now gonna bust his way through, it looks like, and TY just has had enough. Maru will take game number 3 and advance forward here.